People don't show up right the first second anyway, right?
Jerron does.
Oh.
Or Jerron
Do we?
does.
Hey everybody, whoever's here. There we are. Oh, turn on the volume.
No, none watching.
We're good.
Oh,
Brody's perspective's here.
Brody's there. Wow. It's fast.
Okay, let me.
Oh.
This will probably be a short one, because for one thing, my phone doesn't have full charge, and for another, I'm tired. It's been a long day. We got school tomorrow. Blaze isn't even down here. He's doing stuff for school. So this is a short one.
Mitch.
Hey Mitch, what's up? Give me 1 second to share out this feed. This down here. Wait, that shouldn't say that. This says the wrong thing. PowerCon reveals. It still says PowerCon reveals? I need to edit that. We'll edit that later.
Oh.
Because it shouldn't say PowerCon reveals as the title. But oh well. We're not actually talking about PowerCon reveals. But the title says PowerCon reveals. Okay. Maybe if I change that. Or if I can edit this. Can I edit this? Let's see. Can I edit this? I don't think I can edit this. I can't edit this live stream name just yet. My eyes look crazy in this because it's catching reflection. What's up? Okay. So we'll just do the usual places. As you can see, I'm wearing a hat even because that's how little time we've had today. I didn't even fix my hair today, which is kind of, it's a hat day.
I don't even fix my hair. What?
I had something down already. That's really early. I did. I did hear something going down already. I think. Nerd Bar. Or Syndicate. I guess not.
Maybe?
Syndicate Toy Hunters.
Are we live?
We are.
We're live.
Yeah, we're live right now. I'm just trying to get all these posted. One more, two more. Come on. Come on, post. Still doing a crazy face. No matter the thumbnail, you always do a crazy face. Okay.
I was trying to do a normal one.
One more to go. One more to go.
Oh, yeah, right.
I think so. It's early with
I hear her.
Yeah.
Unless she's just sitting on the
She
stairs.
might just be hanging out over there. Okay, they're all posted.
I think she's just sitting on the stairs.
Here we go. Let's see. Brody says I know lots of homework and some tests. Have you been at the flea? I haven't been to the flea market lately. See you, Brody. I've heard of Castlevania. Sorry you're not feeling well. Oh, hi, Gracie. A little quick visit from Gracie early on. Hey, Jeron, what's up?
And I only can stay here for a little bit.
Okay, just for a minute, okay? Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Say hey.
Hey.
Did you get anything cool lately?
Yes.
What'd you get?
A fancy book.
A fancy book, fancy Nancy book, and you got a new wallet too.
Yeah.
You got a new wallet
Yeah.
that you've got $2 in.
$2.
$2, man. That's a lot for a kid.
And she got $10.
All right.
Hey,
You going back up to mommy?
Yeah.
All right. See you, baby.
I
Love you.
Cool
Okay. So there's just a couple things we need to talk about, and we really want to do this because since we said we do it every Sunday at 8:30, we don't want to like not show up. You know what I mean? So even though we were really busy today and we got a lot going on, we still felt like we needed to get on here for the people that always show up. So we want to make sure we're here, and at least a small live stream, talk about a couple things.
Santa's in the house.
Santa's in the house. So that we didn't just leave you guys hanging too. Are you gonna pre-order Toy Story 4 in October when it comes out on Blu-ray and DVD? I might. I don't know yet. Not sure. The couple things to talk about are the new Alpha Flight Marvel Legends set. Marvel Legends set. What do you think about that set?
It's great. I'm glad they didn't reuse what's his face, Sasquatch in those. So
Me too, man.
You had to buy that whole thing and waste your money on the last one.
It's a cool set. You know, I was thinking about when they did. So they did Puck is a Build-A-Figure a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
And they did Guardian in the latest X-Force wave. And they did the Build-A-Figure Sasquatch in one of the Deadpool waves. Oh, that's very nice, Ron. That's cool, dude. So, you too, buddy. So they did all those. Okay, I think I'm caught up. And they did the Sasquatch a while ago. But I kept thinking, like, how are they going to do the rest of Alpha Flight? They're not exactly the most, I don't know, like, compelling and exciting figures to do with single cards, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't see... Yeah, exactly. I couldn't see them doing Shaman and, like, North Star as a single-carded figure and it being, like, a really popular figure. I was thinking maybe they would do North Star and Polaris as maybe a 2-pack or something, and maybe that would sell pretty well. But even then, it's not as grab you as, like, Havoc and Polaris is. You know, or...
No, it wouldn't really sell as much.
I don't think it would sell as well for being singles or that. I love Alpha Flight.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. Great. It's a great team, but it's not going to sell as well as, say, X-Men or Spider-Man or something like that. It's just not going to sell that well.
I think a box would give it a lot more sales.
The box set's the way to go, and doing it as exclusive for, like, Amazon, awesome idea. And it covers the whole team fast, so you don't have to worry about, will we ever get them all, you know? So it was really cool to see them all together in that one set, and including the Puck again with the new head, because the Puck Build-A-Figure is like a $150 Build-A-Figure now.
Now it's not, though.
Now it's not. Now it's going to go way down in price.
It's crazy how they did that in the Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, it is. Small. It is crazy as Build-A-Figure. So it's going to bring that way down in price. It's going to make it way more affordable. And now it's made it so that for the price of what people were paying for Puck, you're getting the whole set. Blaze is doing homework. He said, I'm going to have to skip it tonight. I got things I got to do. So he's not in tonight. And we almost skipped it, too. We were like, you know, we both had a lot to do. We were like, you know what? We got to at least show up. We got to at least show up. That way, people that are waiting for the 8:30 stream don't get disappointed. Let me get caught up in this stuff real quick here. UFOs are Mexico. I'm getting the Predator. Okay, cool, dude. Hey, James, does the toy department have any Buzz Lightyear of Star Command toys? We have some Buzz Lightyears, but I don't think they're Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. I don't think there's Holiday Hero Buzz there either. Would I consider ordering a rare deluxe Mondo, the Iron Giant 16-inch figure to add at your toy department? What do you mean? Like ordering one off of Mondo? You mean like ordering one from Mondo? Is that what you mean? I'm not sure. So I think that set is awesome. The price point's right, $110. So basically you're paying for the 5 figures and you're getting Puck for $10. Because it's $20 a figure. You're getting 5 regular size figures.
Oh, that's,
and you're getting Puck for like $10.
Yeah, that's
so it's a pretty good deal. $110. And if you have Amazon Prime, you're not paying the shipping. So it's like, I think it's a pretty solid deal for that set.
It's a smart way to get them out.
It is. It is a really cool way to get the whole team out at once. Hey James, ask Keaton about X-Ghostbuster Episode 5. Oh, Extreme Ghostbusters Episode 5 Deadliners. Remember that one? You have to explain it with the... He doesn't always remember the names of the episodes. He'll remember the episode if you explain what happened in the episode.
I have like a... I can think of the episodes, but I can't remember...
Yeah, their names.
Yeah.
You have to explain what happens in the episode. The expensive toy of eBay and add to your collection or sale at your toy... I don't know, I saw that figure and I thought it was cool looking, but I didn't order one. I didn't order one of those. I think 1,000 Toys did an Iron Giant that was pretty decent, if I remember right. Thanks for the live stream. I know you guys are busy. I always look forward to these. You guys are the coolest. Thanks so much, dude. That was really nice. I'm sorry that your sickness is getting worse, Diego. Yeah, for sure. You guys do need to find some more games on PS4 to play together.
I don't know what games I'm on to play together.
Yeah. So, 2 thumbs up on the Alpha Flight set. I'm super excited about it. I got mine pre-ordered. It comes out in December. Yeah, that's exciting.
I'm just thinking about Deadliners, though. Trying to think of it.
You keep thinking about that. I'll start talking about the next thing. So, yeah, I know, dude. I didn't fix my hair today, so it's like, it's hat day. Kind of crazy. My hair's like all over the place back there. You see it? See it just happened. So, yeah, busy day. Too busy to fix your hair. Had to wear a hat. Okay, just a reminder, September 8th is coming up in a couple weeks, and it's on a Sunday. You know what Sci-Fi Television series celebrates its birthday that day? Hey, that's very true, dude. You're talking about Star Trek right about now.
Oh.
That's a good idea. Maybe we'll do the Star Trek one next episode. That's a pretty good idea. Kingdom Hearts 3 for PS4. It's a good one. It's a nice hat for sure. Yes, it is. It's an X-Men hat.
Xavier School.
It's Xavier School. It's got an X on the back. Thanks, man. It's one of those Pro Fit ones. The ones where you don't have to worry about doing the snappy things in the back. It's just
I don't like those.
It's a stretchy in the back. So, it's a nice hat. Yes, that's the next thing we're going to talk about. Extreme Ghostbusters, when they had these three monsters named Craniac.
Oh,
Remember
those,
that?
yeah, the one where they were in a book and they came alive. Yeah, I remember that one. I
Yeah.
love that episode.
He likes that episode.
My
James,
favorites.
about Spider-Man Disney announcement. That they're making a remake of Spider-Man. His Amazing Friends. To put this new series on Disney Junior. They're making a remake of Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends?
Really? Oh, that would be awesome.
That's the first I've heard of that. We don't watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I wonder if I'm
I know Simon Belmont. Are you an X-Men's? I am an X-Men's. I know you hate me. Blaze is working on homework. He said, I'm too busy
What's
tonight
an
and he can't
X-Men's?
possibly do it. He spent the night at a friend's house on Friday, and then we worked Saturday, and we did a bunch of stuff today, and he was like, dude, I'm going to skip that stream tonight.
What's an
Yeah, thanks to
X-Men's?
What's it? And we're X-Men's. We're an X-Men's.
X-Men fan?
He's just joking. He's just joking. It's bacon.
Oh, okay.
Instead of Iceman and Firestar using Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales. Oh, then that's not even Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
No.
That's like Spider-Verse. You're procrastinating. Man, it's getting late. If you're to do tomorrow, you're running out of time, dude. The Amazing Friends is a new series for animated series for Disney Channel. I mean, that's cool, but don't use the Amazing Friends name if you're not going to have Iceman and Firestar. That's not Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, then.
Amazing Friends, it's just, I don't
It should
know.
be called Spider-Man and His Spider Friends.
Spider-Man and Spider Friends.
Spider-Man and the Spider Friends.
I agree.
Yeah, that's disappointing. I'm not happy about that. I love Spider-Man and His Amazing
You
Friends.
made me happy for a second.
Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends is very underrated. It's a really fun show. You got the first introduction of like the X-Men into like animation before they had the X-Men pilot in a couple different episodes. Origin of the Iceman was they were in that. They were in the Firestar is Born episode, and there was the X-Men Adventure. They had the X-Men in it before the X-Men got their pilot, and then got the series in the 90s. Good show. Is Spider-Man 1994 your favorite animated show? It is not. My favorite animated show is Batman the Animated Series. That's followed probably by X-Men the Animated Series from the 90s. Do you have anybody that has... I don't know of anybody with Osmosis Jones toys, man. I'm sorry. Ewan McGregor is playing Obi-Wan again. That's one of the things we want to address. I haven't watched Ewan McGregor's... The guy that played Obi-Wan in the prequels.
I heard he died.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I heard he died.
Terrible news. Rest in peace, Obi. Hey, what's up, Steve? We're about to talk about that Sony Disney split. Let me tell you something completely unrelated. I went to Brugger's Bagels recently, and they had salt bagels, and they're delicious. Like salt bagels?
I don't
Whoa!
want salt bagels.
I have watched the Batman Brave and the Bold. It's a pretty good show.
Oh, that was a great show, but I don't know what it is anymore.
I did see the video for Ghostbusters: The Game Remastered this, and I think I replied to you, man. I'm pretty excited about it. With Dan Aykroyd, yeah.
Yeah, I watched that too.
It's not a good Spider-Man show. Some people didn't like Spider-Man His Amazing Friends.
I love that show.
I like Spider-Man His Amazing Friends. I did. I liked it, and I liked the 90s animated Spider-Man show. I'm coming for you, Charles Xavier. That's, didn't he play Blackula?
What?
I want to say?
Is it?
William, what's his name?
What is that from?
That's from, the episode, Origin, or the Firestar is Born. That's this line he's saying. I'm
it
coming for
Spider-Man?
you, Charles
Is
Xavier.
it Spider-Man?
No, that's what I'm saying. Spider-Man's Amazing Friends.
Okay.
It's from the episode, the origin of, our Firestar is Born, and that's Juggernaut's line.
Oh, is that the one with where the X-Men and Spider-Man
Yes.
where I'm stuck?
Yes, that's where he gets stuck. That's where he throws Wolverine at the wall, and he gets stuck in the wall with his claws. He goes, I'm stuck. Hey, doll, want a piece of fruit? And he uses his claws like a shish kebab thing. They got his, I think they did Australian for him twice. Because they did Australian and that, and then they did Australian again for the...
He cut more food.
Yeah, he got more food with those claws.
First that cake.
No, actually the cake was second. The shish kebab was first.
Charles.
Yeah. Oh, Batman, you're great with that line, dude. I really like that. I love that Batman Animated Series episode Two-Face Part 1 and 2. It's a great episode. I think I'll cut up. I'm still interested in the salt bagels that you mentioned earlier, Bacon. I need to find out more about what you're saying here. We should get a Switch for Smash Brothers. Wait, we have played the PS4 quite a bit. I don't know if you need another system on top of it.
Yeah, no.
It's too much video games. It's too much video games. Yeah, so the Obi-Wan thing. The Obi-Wan thing. Let's talk about that real quick. So Ian McGregor is back as Obi-Wan in a Disney Plus series. He played Obi-Wan in the prequels.
Okay.
And he's been saying he would do Obi-Wan again. I did not buy a Batman toy for Dracula yet. I'm sorry, man. So that's exciting. I don't know what the series will be about though. Because really, once the twins are born, and Obi-Wan basically goes into seclusion on Tatooine to watch over Luke. So what's going to be the big adventure? I mean, I guess you could have Darth Maul show up, kind of like in
robot body?
In the Rebels show with his half robot body. You could have him show up for part of it, but for the most part, he should really not be making many waves there and having many encounters with the Empire or anything like that. It should be that he's kind of hidden away, or maybe they're doing more Clone Wars stuff with Ewan McGregor. I don't know. Somebody can set me straight if you're watching the stream and you heard the write-up. Darth Maul's also getting his own TV series. Are you kidding me? That's too much.
Why?
That's too much.
Darth Maul?
That seems like a lot. That seems like a lot of shows. That seems silly. So if they were to go back and do Obi-Wan, Clone Wars Obi-Wan, I'd be more down with that. See more Clone Wars stuff. Than I would be seeing Obi-Wan on Tatooine when he's not supposed to be doing. William Marshall, that was it. It was killing me, dude. He was Juggernaut and Tony Stark Amazing. Yeah, I know. Oh, of course I know he was Dr. Richard Daystrom on the classic Star Trek, the episode The Ultimate Computer. Come on, man. I knew that. I knew that one. That one goes without saying. Dr. Daystrom. That goes without saying. But it was funny. I recognized him. I think I recognized him. I heard him first. I'm going to say I probably saw the episode The Ultimate Computer before I saw the Juggernaut episode. But I remember in my teen years seeing the episode and going, "That's Juggernaut!" Like hearing his voice again. I didn't put it together until later on that was Juggernaut. Let's see. What else is going on here? Darth Maul's in the comic versus Old Ben. Yes, he is. What's your opinion on Kevin Conroy playing Old Man Bruce Wayne in the Warriors? We're very excited about it. And it's one of those things where people have a long time have said that, you know, Kevin Conroy is the best Batman, and everybody's like, oh, well, he's not live action, he's just a voice. Well, now he's actually live action. So here we go. Let's see. We see James, because Disney wanted to make more projects about Star Wars only on Disney+. I mean, I understand, but it just seems like you got the Mandalorian show, you got Obi-Wan, and now Darth Maul. 3 shows at once seems like a little bit much when you haven't even put one on yet. I don't know. How do you feel about Spider-Man 4 that picks up from 3 with Sam Raimi and most of the original cast? I would love that. I would love that. That would be a dream come true for me. And it's, I know it's a pipe dream and it's me being selfish, but it seems like right now is the perfect time to do something like that. Since there's this whole thing of jumping out, Spider-Man being pulled out of the MCU, and a lot of people are blaming Sony, which I don't think Sony is to blame in this. I really don't. So it's a time where they could do something that would kind of excite fans again, that they would somehow, I was thinking it would be really cool if they did Spider-Verse. So here's the thing. Here's the thing with Sony, let's talk about this.
Where he should be.
With Sony and Marvel and all that stuff. So Sony has Spider-Man. And the reason they have Spider-Man is because back in the day, Marvel was hurting for money, and they sold the rights to their characters in film, the main characters they had, to make money back. Yes, he was the second king of cartoons. So they sold Spider-Man to Sony, film rights to Sony, and they sold the X-Men and the Fantastic Four to Fox to get themselves to a point where they'd be able to survive after the crash of the 90s for comics. So Sony has the rights. It's theirs. They paid for it fair and square. They got Marvel out of the hole. They kind of saved the day. You know, a lot of people aren't going back and thinking about that. But, you know, if Sony hadn't done this, if they hadn't bought those rights, if Fox hadn't bought those rights, Marvel would have went under. Like, it was that close for Marvel and money that if these two film studios hadn't bought those rights and done stuff with those characters, this would have never happened. So then on top of that, you get to the point where, okay, so the X-Men movie Blade starts things off for real, but then X-Men makes comic movies a big thing and creates the opportunities for other movies to happen. Spider-Man follows suit, so you have Fox doing the X-Men movies and Sony doing Spider-Man movies that open the door for your Marvel Studios to exist, for the Marvel Cinematic Universe to even be born. So again, Sony and Fox step up and do stuff with these characters that weren't being done and make it happen. So again, you're saying that, I see a lot of people saying Sony doesn't deserve it, Sony doesn't deserve Spider-Man. They kind of do, because they paid for it, and not only did they save Marvel back in the day, but they also made it possible for your Marvel Cinematic Universe to even exist in the first place. So Sony does then Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2. They're big, huge hits. They do Spider-Man 3. Now, the thing with Spider-Man 3 is that, yeah, the studios were kind of involved in what Raimi was doing. They really wanted Venom to happen, Raimi really wanted to go with Sandman, and it became this thing where it was too many cooks kind of spoiling the soup of Spider-Man 3. And Spider-Man 3, I'm going to catch up on all this stuff in a little bit here. Sony had opportunity to buy all of Marvel at a cheap price, by the way. People don't realize that. Exactly. So there's so many opportunities that Sony did have, and so many things that Sony has done that got us to the point where we are today. They only look at the bad things that Sony did or the bad things that Fox did and think, thank goodness Disney and Marvel are here to save the day and take this thing back and take care of it. When really we kind of should be thankful for what Sony and Fox did instead of beating them down, right?
Yeah, because then that wouldn't have happened.
It wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't be where we are right now if it wasn't for those two companies. So, we get Spider-Man 3 to happen, right? And Spider-Man 3 makes a ton of money, but people aren't happy with it. There are parts of Spider-Man 3 that I really enjoy. I think that if you take out the whole Sandman and the tying into his parents, or into Uncle Ben's death, that wasn't necessary. And Venom really should have been introduced at the end of the movie, but not actually used, in my opinion.
You could have gotten a fourth movie.
Yeah. So then there should have been more of the story of Goblin and Peter. New Goblin and Peter really should have been the focus of Spider-Man 3, and the other stuff should have been kind of just weaved in a little bit, but pushed off more for the other movies. And there's a lot of fan edits out there that are great for Spider-Man 3. There's like I think a Sandman edit, something like that. Really like Spider-Man 3, Venom was poorly done. That was the main problem. Exactly. Venom is the main problem. Tying Sandman into the origin, I think, was also a bad idea. But the Goblin stuff I thought was great. I thought the black costume was awesome.
The black costume was really, really
cool. A lot of people dog the dance scene and the way Peter acts when he gets the costume. But if you put yourself in the mindset that that Peter Parker is a geek, he's not cool. He's not a cool guy.
And then he thinks he's cool.
And so he gets the suit, and it kind of, even Dr. Connors explains that it kind of releases your inhibitions. So all the things that were holding him back from doing the things he thinks a cool person would do are gone. So now he has no inhibitions and nothing to hold him back. So he's letting himself play out to the point from. I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to get all this out without missing out of comments, but I'm gonna miss some. I'm sorry, guys. So he lets this out and he does the dance scene and all that stuff because in his mind, as a geek, he thinks that would be cool. He thinks that's what cool people would do. So that's what you're seeing when he does those things. Right? So, anyway, so then Spider-Man 4 was going to happen. Sam Raimi was going to do Spider-Man 4. Tobey Maguire was going to do Spider-Man 4. There's even, I think, a teaser poster maybe that was legit that got released. But the timing wasn't right. They were working on the movie and trying to make something that worked. But Sony needed to have a movie out. They needed to put a Spider-Man movie out. And if I remember right, it had something to do with licensing. Like, it had to be constantly putting out Spider-Man projects for them to keep that license. So the time came that they needed to do Spider-Man 4. It had to happen, and Raimi was like, "I'm not ready. It's just not going to happen. The movie's just not going to be ready, and it's going to be a bad movie if we do it. So I'm going to step away, and you guys can do what you got to do." And so at that point, it was time to pull Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire out, and then to start the new vision with Andrew Garfield. And a lot of people like Andrew Garfield. I think there's parts of that first Amazing Spider-Man that I do enjoy. I'm sorry about all the questions. I can't. I'm trying to get through this whole rigmarole about Sony and Spider-Man, and I'm sorry if I miss comments. I really am. I try to catch them usually, but this is the kind of thing I'm trying to burn through it really quick. So Sam Raimi was going to do it, and then he didn't do it, and they did the Andrew Garfield film, right? So let's be clear on where we're at with Sony. So what they've done so far: great Spider-Man 1, great Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3 that had problems but was still a major financial success. They can't do a Spider-Man 4 with Raimi. It doesn't work out. It's not a thing where they fired Raimi, but but he just can't do it. He just can't do it. So then Andrew Garfield's brought in, and they do the film, and a lot of people enjoy it. A lot of people don't, but it is something where they're trying to do something different. They're not trying to just mimic what they did with the Raimi films, and I understand why they were doing it. I mean, I'm not holding it against them, the film that they did. And Andrew Garfield loved being the character, and I always appreciate that. It wasn't for my cup of tea, but a lot of people did enjoy it. It's more like Ultimate Spider-Man than it is classic Spider-Man. I feel like with Raimi and Maguire, you got classic Spider-Man. But with the Andrew Garfield films, you're getting Ultimate Spider-Man. And that's fine. So the first one is released, it makes a lot of money, does just fine. Sorry, Amazing Spider-Man. First Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh,
It still makes a lot of money. No, Toby made a ton of money.
Toby made more.
And then
No.
the Amazing Spider-Man 2 comes out. It's not a really good film. It's not a really good film. It still does a good amount of money, but it's not a good film. And I'm not going to say that Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a good film. I'm not going to argue that.
I didn't really
But
like
still, so far Sony's track record is not that bad. You know, they've got out 2 really great Spider-Man films, one pretty good one with some moments. It's not the best film. It gets kind of unfairly blasted in comparison to Spider-Man 1 and 2. Spider-Man 3 taken on its own, though, it's really not that bad of a film. And it's, you know, the lower tier Marvel Cinematic Universe films, Spider-Man 3 is on the same par of those, but it gets, for some reason, blasted. It's better than Iron Man 2 and 3, for sure.
Totally.
So, then we get Amazing Spider-Man. It does really well. A lot of people enjoyed it.
I like the game more than the movies.
The game is very fun. And then Amazing Spider-Man 2 happens. It still makes a lot of money. The budget's like $290 million, but it still makes $700 million or something like that. So they still are doing fine. Sony's doing fine. They can probably do another Spider-Man film. They're talking about doing all this Spider-Man universe stuff. Then Marvel comes along and says, look, we'd like to work it out with you and have Spider-Man be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Here's the deal. Let's try and work this thing out. He gets to appear in this. We help you produce it. We kind of tie it into Marvel Cinematic Universe. We work on this together. We get, I think, 5% of the profits Marvel was going to get or something like that. But this way we can actually use Spider-Man in our movies, which we really want to do, but you retain your rights. You keep doing your Spider-Man movies, but we're going to help you with them. They're going to tie into the Cinematic Universe. It's going to be good for both of us. And Sony's like, okay, let's do it. Let's make this work. The fans want to see it. The fans want to be a part of it. Let's move forward with what you're saying. Martin, I don't know what's wrong with you, man. But this is the live stream tonight, dude. I'm sorry. This is what we're talking about. So the I lost my train of thought. So then
You were just.
I was moving right along. And then I got it lost. I got it lost. Okay, it's back. So then they have a relationship, and Marvel ties Spider-Man, in my opinion, a little too much into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, to the point where he's so tied into being an Avenger and so tied into being like Iron Man that we kind of lose. In my opinion, again, other people like it, and that's fine. I feel like that it loses Spider-Man. We lose Spider-Man in favor of this like young Avenger kid that wants to be like Iron Man and wants to be an Avenger the entire film. To the point where I got kind of like taken back, like I don't know if I really like their Spider-Man. This doesn't really feel like Spider-Man anymore. We don't really have that great power comes great responsibility moment. We don't have any of that stuff. We've just got him trying to be an Avenger the entire movie. And to me, that got a little old. It got a little stale.
I don't really like the movie. I mean, it was fine the first time
It was.
watched it, and then second time now.
There's things I enjoy about it for sure. I think we both enjoy Keaton as Vulture. I think Tom Holland could be a good Spider-Man.
If they did like the writing good, they could.
Yeah.
He could have been a good Spider-Man.
Yeah, so it could have worked. He could work. He could be a great Spider-Man. There's the moments in there where I see him doing a Spider-Man thing and his acting is really good, but it's the whole idea of what they're doing with him that I can't follow just him being an Avenger the entire movie. Now we don't know the whole deal now with Marvel and Sony and who walked away, who wanted what. The rumors are that Marvel wanted 50% of the profits from not only future Spider-Man movies, but for other projects that Sony did too, including a Venom sequel, and I guess a Spider-Verse sequel, or whatever else that they do with Spider-Man, that Marvel wanted to start splitting it, and Sony wasn't really down with that. I don't blame Sony for not being down with that.
50%'s a lot.
Yeah, 50% is a big chunk. For that, right now, Sony doesn't have a lot. Disney's got everything. And Sony has not a whole lot to go with. When MCU Spider-Man lost me when in Far From Home, Peter Parker didn't grow from Endgame. Exactly. You want to fight some elementals because you want to go on a high school field trip even after you fought Thanos. Exactly. And the whole moments for me in Far From Home, or Homecoming, one of the biggest moments for me where I was like, oh man, this is rough, is when he was like, where he's telling his friend, I'm going to quit. And he's like, I don't need to be in school anymore. I'm going to be an Avenger now. So Spider-Man has, at this point, he should have had his great power comes great responsibility moment. So he shouldn't be having these moments in the film where he's like, I don't need this stuff. I'm going to be an Avenger. And I'm just going to be an Avenger. And that's what I'm going to do now. So it's like, we didn't even get to see those moments. And now he's going to be doing these things. It just checked me out on them, even knowing what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man. Like, it was just like, I don't think this is Spider-Man. Plus, Spider-Man is a very solitary, lonely character, where he doesn't have a lot of people to confide in as Peter Parker. Like it's really internalized, especially in that early run from Stan Lee and Steve Ditko and John Romita, where exactly character growth in Sam Raimi's trilogy was so good, forever changed the superhero genre, totally. But he's a very isolated, alone character. He has nobody to confide in as Peter Parker, but he still goes out and does this thing because it's his responsibility. He has to do it. He slacked off once, and it cost him his uncle. He used his power for his own good once, and it cost him his uncle. And so he's always battling that in his head of, if I quit, somebody's going to pay for it. So he goes, he doesn't have that moment in the Holland films, I don't think. There's no...
Well, they didn't show it at all.
So he doesn't have this aloneness, because not only does Ned knows it, and Tony knows it, and Happy knows it, and Aunt May knows it, and all these people know he's Spider-Man as Peter Parker, that he doesn't have to have those lonely moments. It's just, he can talk to anybody about what he's going through as Spider-Man. And everybody thinks there's certain people that think he's cool because he's Spider-Man. So you don't have any of those times with Peter Parker to have those moments. So, I'm sorry I'm missing all these comments, guys. Stark Town purchase an shared value from Spider-Man Homecoming. My theory is the buyer could be Norman Osborn. I totally agree with that. And that would be totally cleared up. You wouldn't need Marvel Studios for that. It could now be just Oscorp Tower. You wouldn't even have to talk about where it came from. Sony doesn't have a lot of good properties, not because Disney owns everything else, because Sony just doesn't have good ideas, period. And I'll give you that. I'll give you that Sony has had some missteps, for sure. They do have Ghostbusters, and it seems like they're maybe turning that around. But why should they give up to Disney their biggest property? And that is Spider-Man at this point. That's their biggest thing that they've got. Why should they then share that with Marvel when they've proven in Spider-Verse and in Venom that they can make fun movies that do make money on their own? They don't need Marvel to be there. And now we've gotten to the point in this Spider-Man that's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe that he's only tied in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I'm actually excited that Sony doesn't have to do this with Marvel. I'm sorry if I'm talking over you the entire time. Feel free to jump in any time. That now we can maybe have another Tom Holland movie that's not beholden to being tied in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That we can have Tom Holland be a Spider-Man that's just Spider-Man. And, John, I know that you're going to miss him being part of the MCU, but it doesn't mean he's gone from the MCU. It just means Sony just doesn't talk about the MCU. We can get a Spider-Man movie where he encounters his villains, he crosses over with Venom, and the Sinister Six has grown, and all these things are happening now that he's graduated from the idea that he has to be an Avenger, and he's his own hero now, that he's his own person. And that is exciting to me. I'm excited to see what Sony can do with Tom Holland as Spider-Man apart from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Exactly. Sony has showed us they can bring an audience in with some enriching characters. They just got to sustain their worlds in sequels. Perfect. And what I would love to see, and I don't think it'll happen, but I think that a good way that Sony could pull people back with what they have, and with the success of Spider-Verse as a cinematic movie, as a CGI movie, you could do Tom Holland as doing a Spider-Verse movie and bring in the other two Spider-Mans. You could bring in Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. You could bring in Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and have a Spider-Verse movie. Bring in Miles Morales. Introduce him live action in the movie.
But Tobey Maguire has to be fun.
I would love to have Tobey Maguire back as Spider-Man. And that's a way you could do it, because the whole multiverse thing could happen through there. It would be exciting to me.
Yeah, because he could have been in Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
He would have been like that one Spider-Man.
Yep, exactly. Oliver Britton says, I think it's really not Sony's fault. They're an independent company who's trying to stay afloat against Disney. I don't think Disney really needs 50% of their profits. They have enough as it is. Completely agree. They don't need it. And I think this is just their way of trying to get Sony to eventually give up and be a part of them too. I feel like they're trying to acquire Sony too, just to get Spider-Man back almost. And this is just kind of their way of saying, well, do it on your own and see how well you do without us, type of deal.
And they do great.
I hope it does great. I hope that the next Tom Holland movie is an awesome Spider-Man movie that rivals Spider-Man 1 and 2. Like, I hope it has that same feeling and that excitement for me to see Spider-Man. I have not been excited to see Tom Holland's Spider-Man since Civil War. I enjoyed him in Civil War because I was like, I didn't know what I was getting then. But ever since then, it's been very much like, oh, he's Iron Man Jr. He's a little Avenger. This is not Spider-Man. I'm not watching Spider-Man. This is not what Spider-Man does. You're not getting the character of Spider-Man. So I'm excited. I'm way more excited for a Sony-only Spider-Man movie than I am for a Sony Marvel Spider-Man movie again. Let's see. Have you read that leaked Sony emails from a few years ago? I don't think you'd be all, yay, Sony, if you knew about who crazy ideas. Oh, I know. And that's a lot of that's Amy Pascal. I know. I read the emails, and I know there's some crazy stuff. But the idea of a Spider-Man cinematic universe, if you think about it, isn't that crazy. It really isn't. Venom movie was fun. And, like, I'm not going to hold... until I actually see what they do with something, I'm not going to hold anything against them. There were some crazy ideas. But sometimes crazy ideas work.
They could work if they directed great and stuff.
But change for a third sequel of Spider-Man MCU, they showed the Sinister Six hired by Norman Osborn, and there's nothing that there's nothing that says they can't still do that. Everything you said there is stuff Sony could do. Sony can still do all that stuff. None of that stuff's owned by the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They can still do the Sinister Six with Norman Osborn in the third Spider-Man movie. There's nothing to stop them from doing that. Steve brings up a great point. We want competition. MCU is entering obscure territory with Eternals. Sony still has a familiar character and themes. They know what they're doing here. Completely agree. Came in late. You say you don't like Spidey trying to be Avenger. Yeah, I got a little tired of it. I'd rather Spider-Man just be Spider-Man and not always feel like he has to be an Avenger. That's just my opinion, though. Let's see. Sony is changing. Have you guys watched High Top Films videos on Spider-Man? I have not. I don't even. Is that a YouTube channel? Sony should have made another Hellboy movie too. I would have loved a third Ron Perlman Hellboy. That's what I was interested in. A lot of people think I'm just like stuck in the old ways, but that's okay. It annoys me, however, when he talks about the MCU Spider-Man as if he's perfect. I think it's like the idea of everyone thinking MCU X-Men will be perfect. Man, Oliver, you're on my wavelength tonight, dude. I appreciate that.
Oh.
I feel the same way. That I think there's a lot of great stuff that Fox did with X-Men. I really do. And that people keep on saying, oh, thank goodness Disney's taking it over. Thank goodness they're taking it over. Disney hasn't done everything right. You know, they really haven't. So... I love some of those X-Men movies. Yeah.
I didn't even really dislike them all. I
exactly.
Didn't really dislike it.
There's only... I didn't really like X-Men 3 that much. I thought X-Men Origins Wolverine wasn't that great.
Yeah, I didn't really like that. I mean, I don't hate it.
Yeah. Let's see. After Hellboy 2, the Golden Army was done, they made Hellboy the reboot. Yeah, I know. I wasn't that interested in the reboot. I'm sorry.
I didn't watch it.
Jerron says, I want the Marvel Legends Stealth 2 Spidey from Far From Home. That'd be cool. Sony also had much better soundtracks. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
I listen to the Danny Elfman scores all the time. Those are great.
Danny Elfman's great. Bless you.
Lumber. Alright, so where are we at? We've been going for a little while now. Yeah, we've been going for like 40 minutes. So that's my feelings on the Spider-Man thing. I think they kind of mirror your feelings. Okay. What else? Oh, the halls. What do we get this week? Is that what you're saying? Oh, need halls. You need halls, like cough drops. Is that what you're talking about?
What we got this week.
You need the cough drops. What do we get this week?
CD player.
You got a CD player. Keaton's very excited. He got a CD player, like one of those personal CD players. So he's listening to a lot of my old CDs and stuff. I know that Spidey wanted to be in the Avengers in the comics, but you're talking about through how many years of Spider-Man now? I can't even do the math. 50-some years of Spider-Man? Is it right now? 50 plus years of Spider-Man. For the most part, Spider-Man is not spending his time just trying to be an Avenger in the 50 plus years of history. There's only small pockets where he's actually trying to be in a team. For the most part, he's a very solitary character that's just happy being Spider-Man. And it felt like the Marvel Studios version, that's what it was all about.
Sometimes he doesn't even like the team.
Yeah, sometimes he just wants to be on his own. David Patrick says, question for you, which Batman movies do you want to make for main villains? Which Batman movies do you want to make for the main villains? I don't know. Oh, like which movies? I got you. Which Batman villains should have their own movies? I think a Mr. Freeze movie would be kind of fun. Not Batman and Robin.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. It'd have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's the only Mr. Freeze I can think of now.
Do we support a Justice League reunion, the original animated series cast? Of course, for sure.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Definitely, man. That'd be amazing. Which Spider-Man movie has best score? Danny Elfman, Hans Zimmer, or Michael? You're asking the guy that's biased. I'm going to say Danny Elfman for sure.
Danny Elfman's like the best.
Yeah,
He makes some of
the
the
whole
best
thing is
soundtracks
just
ever.
Childhood's End. That's track from the original Batman. Oh my gosh, this gives me chills. You told Richard to get off my presents in 2014. Watch it.
Wait,
That's what you said. You said Richard to get off your presents in 2014. I can't remember.
Okay. Okay.
This Spidey was coming in the middle of Avengers. It made perfect sense to me, especially since it was the second reboot. It was a different look at Spidey. Again, that's your opinion, and that you're totally entitled to it. It's not for me though. For me, Spider-Man doesn't need to be just an Avenger. I'd rather have Spider-Man be Spider-Man. Love that your son appreciates Sam Raimi too, teaching right. Oh yeah, dude, we love. You've seen which one? We watched which of the Ash movies?
Ash?
Yeah.
I watched Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness. We watched Army of Darkness, and that was Army of Darkness. A Spectacular Spider-Man was a great cartoon, for sure.
Yeah, that was.
Sometime last year.
I love that theme song.
Oh, it's great. Sometime last year, I read The Dark Knight Returns, and it instantly became my favorite graphic novel. I'm slightly scared to reread it because I'm worried I remember it better. It's exactly how great you remember it being. But don't read any of the sequels. You don't need them.
No.
Dark Knight Returns is self-contained. You don't need to read anything else.
I'm not even allowed to read it yet. So.
X2 Wolverine's Revenge, Game Boy Advance on YouTube. Watch it. I'll check it out. When you reread it, it's always as good as you remember. Just ask because I know it's always great. Yeah, I read it like pretty much every single year, and I feel like I find some new angle that I hadn't seen before every time I read it. It's the best. Like a different spot and scene.
He said Hail.
Hail to the King, baby. That's Ash.
Oh, I thought he was saying Hail to the King, baby.
Hail to the King, baby. What do you think about X-Men Origins Wolverine? X-Men Origins Wolverine, okay, there are some good moments to it. The claw effects the CGI and the effects are really bad. I like Sabretooth a lot though.
I like the beginning intro. I love
the whole sequence, yeah, with him, and then like Sabretooth taking out all the team members. Deadpool's horrible.
Yeah.
The Weapon X project is fun.
The sword team finish.
I don't even know. So there's a lot of problems with X-Men Origins Wolverine, but Jackman's always great as Wolverine. He's always watchable.
Yeah.
Sabretooth is fun in the movie. So there's elements you can watch. It's probably on my list of X-Men films, it's probably the second from the bottom though. The bottom being X-Men 3. Let's see. Did you watch Beware of the Batman for 2014?
What's that?
Beware of the Batman for 2014? I don't think I watched it.
I don't think so. I haven't watched Dark Knight Returns.
Kevin Smiley says, I have to go back and rewatch Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. The train stopping scene was so good. Yeah, it's still
we just
still
watched
the best.
that a bit ago. We know we watched the first one.
Hulk 2003 and the Incredible Hulk 2008. I love Incredible Hulk 2008. And I wish they do a special edition where they just clean up the CGI. Because other than that, I really like it. I actually prefer Ed Norton.
I don't like the CGI.
The CGI is rough. But I actually prefer Ed Norton to Mark Ruffalo. Don't forget to check out the gameplay for X-Men Legends. Oh, I will do that for sure. Ghost Rider Nicolas Cage. That was fun. Do I prefer Iron Man 1 or Cap the First Avenger? I prefer Cap the First Avenger myself. It's my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. What do you think?
Yeah, me too. I prefer Cap the First Avenger a lot. I love that movie.
Top best Hellboy movies, James and Keaton. For sure, the first Hellboy. Sure.
And then I like the animated one.
Oh, that's a good idea too. I forgot about the animated one.
I don't like the second one.
You got Red Ring of Death. Sorry, dude. Sorry, man.
What's that?
Red Ring of Death
yeah.
on the Xbox. I didn't like the Hulk dogs. Yeah, my dad likes the Hulk dogs.
Is that the first one?
That's the old one, Eric Bana. It's not that good.
Hulk dogs.
That I completely agree with you, Oliver. The suit does look animalistic and terrifying, and that's what it should look like. I love the way the Batman '89 suit looks. And you gotta, I mean, in the movie, he's only been Batman for a very short time. At the point where you're seeing him in the movie, he's only been Batman for a very short time. When we start to see him, so it's his kind of first go at a suit, in my opinion.
And I love.
But either way, I love it. I think it's fantastic. And yes, the first Avenger, Captain America: The First Avenger, is completely underrated. Let's see. Can you name your Gene cast for the new Fantastic Four? Whoa, that's a tough one. I think that everybody keeps saying John Krasinski for the guy from The Office, Jim from The Office.
I don't watch that.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people keep saying for Mr. Fantastic, and I can kind of see that. I think. I think that
Which one?
I'd have to really think about this as Mr. Fantastic.
Oh.
I'd have to really think about that. I'd have to. I haven't really thought about who I'd cast in all those roles. I think somebody with just really great voice is all you need for Ben Grimm.
Yeah, you don't because there's CGI
I guess you
all
need
around
to see him though. You need to see him first.
But you'd have CGI pretty much all around him.
Yeah, I would love if it was a suit. If it was just a suit again. I love that old Roger Corman unreleased movie. I think it was amazing.
What?
I like the old Roger Corman unreleased Fantastic Four. We haven't seen it. That suit was great. Okay. If you remember, I love your Kenner Batman reviews. Will you ever review the Batman Forever, Batman Robin figures? Or do I assume correctly that they're garbage? And I certainly don't review them. I think that the Batman Forever figures are pretty rough for the most part. The Batman and Robin figures got a little bit better, but I don't think I'll ever have the time. If I have time, when I have time to even do reviews, I don't think that would be high on my list of things to do. Kenner Batman I might go back and do more of, but Batman Forever and Batman and Robin are probably low on the list. I haven't actually watched the Mandalorian trailer yet. I've been so busy this weekend that I haven't had a chance to really do much. Mandalorian trailer being watched was high on my list, but I just didn't get a chance to dig to it. I did watch the leaked footage from before, and I really liked that a lot. Star Wars Episode 3, how did I react when it came out in 2005? I didn't really enjoy it. I can be honest, I didn't like Episode 3 that much. Some people really don't agree with this, but Episode 1 was probably my most fun I had in the prequels. Steve says, screw it, bring back Chris Evans as Human Torch. You know, he was a pretty great Human Torch. Let's see. Speaking of Hulk, Incredible Hulk is easily my favorite MCU movie. I agree with that. So that gets me into a lot of arguments. But, I don't. It's not my favorite, but I can see why it would be your favorite. I think it's a good movie. Yeah, I loved it. I loved Ed Norton in that movie. I didn't go to the flea market today. I've been playing Batman Arkham Asylum to celebrate its 10th anniversary today. Happy 10th anniversary of Batman Arkham Asylum.
Really
I can't believe that game is 10 years old.
We need that on PS4, man. I want to play it so bad. I want to play it so bad.
Yeah. Diego says he'll be back. What about Star Wars: The Clone Wars series? A great series. Great series. Okay. Is that everything?
I think that's everything.
Because my voice is running out. I did want to show a couple things here. I'm going to show this. First of all, big thanks to my buddy Chris, who got me the hookup on this.
Oh, that's awesome.
Giant Size X-Men #1 and X-Men '94.
What's next?
They're not the greatest grades in the world, but I don't care.
What's
It's
X-Men
just off
94?
This is when the new team officially gets into the book.
Oh, okay.
When the book kind of restarts with the new team of Colossus and Cyclops and stuff. Yeah. These are awesome acquisitions. Big thanks to my friend Chris for the hookup on those. And then I wanted to show this too. I got some treats yesterday. People gave me some treats.
That's
my buddy
that's
Tony.
That's good.
So
Those are cool.
at San Diego Con, they did this. How do I rank the MCU phases? Phase 1 for sure the best. 1,000% the best.
Yeah, that's cool.
Probably Phase 3 and then Phase 2. I would guess. Yeah, I know. I need to do some more Star Trek toy reviews. It's just a matter of time. Matter of time, man.
And money.
So back to this. My buddy Tony, he hooked me up with these, and I'm very excited about these two. So at San Diego Con, they did these Marvel Legends prints that replicated the covers of X-Men issue 1, the Jim Lee covers. And I kept seeing these two on eBay. I was like, man, I'd love to get those. So they did these two one day. I think I got this right. They did these two prints one day on Friday. Am I showing that? Okay. I can't see.
Yeah,
On
they're
the
pretty
screen.
close.
On the screen, you goof. On the screen, you goof.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So they did these two, and it was on Saturday or Friday.
Yeah, see.
And these hit on Friday, and I couldn't find them. Like I checked on eBay, or I couldn't find all four. I kept seeing just these two up for sale. The people that went to the show, I could only find these two. I'm like, well, I'm not just gonna get those two. I want the whole four. If I just buy just these two, I'm always gonna want the other two. And so I was telling Tony about this, and I was like, man, I would have loved to got those prints. And so he comes in Saturday, and he sets this box thing down in front of me. He's like, so I did some trading, and I did some searching online. And I think I'll be excited about what you've got here. So he got me all four of them. So here's these two. And
nice. You're gonna hang those up, right?
Oh, I'm definitely hanging these up. I'm
That's
very
so
excited
cool.
about this. I wanted these more than the exclusive toys they had there. With these four prints. The Hulk on the vintage card back, and the
like the gray one?
Grandmaster and Collector 2-pack. Not the gray one. So I'm very, very, very excited about these.
Yeah, that's awesome. You got pretty good right there.
Yeah, I'm super excited about those. So good weekend for me. I have not got the Hulk 181 graded. I have left it, but now having these in slabs makes me want to get my Hulk 181 graded, along with my New Mutants 87, New Mutants.
That one.
Whatever.
Deadpool?
What's the Deadpool? What is it? New Mutants 98? 98, right? New Mutants 98?
98.
New Mutants 87, which is the first Cable, and New Mutants 98, which is the first Deadpool, and then X-Men 262. Is that what that is?
Is it 266?
Or 266? 260.
It's 266.
266. I don't know why I said 262. So 266. Now that I have those two slabbed, I think I'm gonna get all of those kind of my favorite key issues for X-Men, Mutants, stuff like that. All graded. I mean, I get grades, but I just like having these slabs. They're neat. And I have them in trade form, so I don't really need to have the issues out. What is my favorite DC animated movie, not including the ones connected to the DC animated universe, like Phantasm? I understand. So you mean like stuff like Dark Knight Returns or Justice League New Frontier, stuff like that. It's probably Dark Knight Returns. I think that's a pretty perfect adaptation. Did you watch any of those? Have you seen any of those?
Am I allowed?
Yeah.
Dark Knight Returns?
Yeah.
No,
You should
I
read it
haven't
first,
watched
though.
Yeah. I don't have it.
Yeah. Oliver says those are really cool. It'd be awesome if Marvel Legends could do some sort of packing with pictures like that, almost like the Toy Biz figures with the comics thing. Oh, that'd be a great idea. That'd be really neat. I wish more toy companies would do Star Trek toys based on the first 6 movies. I agree completely. Jerron says, you guys should come to Milwaukee Comic-Con one year. That'd be so awesome. Also, it's almost here, so excited. We don't get to travel much. I don't travel a lot. I kind of like going places.
Don't travel.
I don't really like
But
traveling.
it would be cool to go there. So
It would be cool just to hang out with Jerron. That would be cool. Under the Red Hood was great. That was great, man.
I just watched that.
That was great.
Drawn while I watched it.
My voice is running out. My throat's starting to hurt. I'm getting really
We
tired.
should go soon, man.
Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero is part of the DC animated universe, so he's kind of saying don't include that. So I can't include those, David. But that is great. You know Chemobug, the Disney villain, and do a vlog for Disney. I don't know that. I'm sorry, buddy. Okay. I think we're going to wrap it up. We've been almost an hour, even though we said we're going to cut it short.
Right here, you can go down here to see what it is.
I got to do this thing,
Yeah.
man. See, I'm never good at this thing. 51 minutes.
51 minutes. That's pretty close.
That's pretty close. We did almost an hour.
We're almost an hour. Maybe we should go 9 more minutes.
Joe, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I've just been busy today. I haven't really had a chance to respond to messages. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to take a better look at the pictures, but I would assume so. From what I glanced at, it looks like all stuff we could probably use. I just have to look at it and see what all's in there. Return of the Joker was great, but again, that's still part of the animated universe, buddy. And he's looking for the ones that weren't part of the DC animated universe.
Tired.
Keen's got a saxophone. He's gonna take saxophone now.
Sax.
He's got my buddy Brendan is letting him borrow the saxophone and learn how to play the saxophone. So that's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be exciting. He already tried it out. And he's amazing. I've never heard I've never heard a novice that's never picked up a saxophone pick up the saxophone and play it quite the way you did. Except for me, because I got to play it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty exciting.
Except for me.
Except for me.
Straight after.
I got 2 new D-Tops today, and I got to put them together. I was going to do that tonight, but instead we did this. William Riker plays the trombone, if I remember right.
Who?
I want to say he plays the trombone. Right?
We can form a band.
And maybe Venkman will pop in here and correct me. But I think it was trombone.
Who is that?
William Riker is the first officer in Star Trek Next Generation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. One last question. Do you plan on buying the original Keaton bat suit since it's up for auction? It's only $900,000. I was thinking about it, but I do like being married, and I would like to stay being married. So I think a purchase like that would end that. Venkman says, don't get me wrong, I love having cool action figures of the TOS crew in their TV uniforms, but I want more movie-based toys. I completely agree with you, Venkman. And Venkman, could you let me know if I was right on what William Riker plays?
How much is that?
It's going to be way, it's going to be a huge amount of money. Huge amount of money.
That's not much.
He'll be watching Star Trek the original series first. That's what he'll be watching, actually, Joe. Star Trek the original series is what you start with. Okay.
Wait, did it say?
Fan oh, I think it's go hit the button because I think it says 20%.
It does.
Trombone. Okay, I thought it was trombone, and that is definitely the cue because the phone is running out of juice.
Should we
so
go in?
We should start wrapping it up. You can pop it back over here. It will pop. Oh, you disappeared, and you come back. You're like Nightcrawler. See you, James. I'll see you in the next Q&A. Thank God to be with you. Thank you very much, Diego. Thank you guys for joining us. Sorry if it's a kind of a shorter one and I kind of rambled on. for a while there. But that's the way it's gonna go sometimes. Now that school started, I don't know if I'll be able to keep up this weekly thing or if it'll become bi-weekly. I don't know yet.
I like these.
I know you love them, but I don't know how much juice there is in this tank. There's gonna be some weekends where I'm gonna work both days, and I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off.
I got juice.
But for now, we've tried to go weekly. I'll try to put an update on the channels page if we're gonna do it for sure, or not each week. We'll see how it goes. All right, signing off for you guys. Thanks for joining us. You guys are always awesome. Really happy that we did do this because it was great talking with everybody and seeing everybody pop up. We had a feeling that some people would be here, even though we didn't put an announcement they were coming on or anything like that. And so I'm glad we did it because I would have hate for you guys to show up and us not show up. That's not cool. It's like we stood you up on a date or something. That's wrong. Yes.
Bless you.
Okay. Later, dudes.
Adios.
So long. Goodbye. Just gonna scoot over this way. Here's this
Water.
way. So long.
You're almost there, Dad.
I'm almost there. See, they never even saw that I was barefoot. The entire thing.
It's still on.
Don't you have custom Playmates figures, the classic true, and their movie uniforms? I do, Vankman. I do. Matthew Hackley created them for me. All right. I'm shutting it off, buddy. See you guys.
Bye.